Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Ain't it good? Ain't it good? Being all alone. Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. 'Cause the world don't open up. Ain't it good? Ain't it good? Being all alone. Go crying to your mama. You're on your own in the real world. Go crying to your mama. You're on your own in the real world. Your mama, 'cause you're on your own. This is the real world. Don't go crying to your mama. You're on your own. This is the real world. This is the real
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm excited to have you here. I know Laurie is as well, because this is probably one of the most important classes that we have at MBA, and that's learning how to speak from stage, how to sell from stage. Because if you can master this skill set, you can speak anywhere in the world on any topic once you know what you're doing. And that's what we're going to be learning about here today, learning how to speak and sell from stage, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. I know Laurie always brings valuable content and insight to all of her training. So I'm excited to be back here again, working with her and helping you, everybody in this room, along on their journey as well. I see that we have a lot of people who are familiar with how things are ran here at the Mastermind Business Academy and how to show up at events. I see everyone has their first and their last name inside that Zoom box, which is fantastic. Please make sure that you're on mute during our presentation. That cuts down distractions for our speaker as well as for the other students, so it doesn't interfere with their learning. If for some reason you are unmuted, I will make sure I mute you if I catch it. Okay, so please don't be offended if I do. I just want to limit the distractions. As always, we love to see your smiling face. So if you could turn on your camera so we can match your name with a face, we greatly appreciate it. If for some reason you can't because you're at work or there's children in the background and you might be enjoying lunch or dinner, that's okay as well. We respect that. We appreciate you not being a distraction to the room. So with all that said and done, I know I am excited. As you can see, I'm pumped up. Had one too many energy drinks already this morning, so I'm ready to go. I have a long day here of more trainings and teachings, and this community, I just absolutely love it. Now, Laurie, the question is, are you ready to come on stage?
Born ready.
Already, you hear, folks? All right, everybody, give Laurie a warm welcome. Laurie, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And what a beautiful introduction, and how beautiful to see a room full of people on camera. I love it. I love it. That way we can have that beautiful interaction. I see some people who were here last week. I see people who joined all the way in the beginning, like weeks and weeks ago, and are back here. Who sees my face for the first time? Just with a wave, so I have an idea. Who has been on speaking trainings before? I mean, you have to at least wave one of those. Okay, some people who don't remember. That's okay as well. Now, welcome, welcome, welcome. And today, as Len said, we are going to talk about monies and how you can attract more money into your life by using speaking as an asset. And we're going to talk about not only why it's so important, but also how you're going to do it. Better said, we're going to do it right here in this 90 minutes right now. It's really going to be an interactive session. So I really appreciate that you're showing up and waving with me. That's beautiful. So let's dive in right away. When we're talking about getting paid through speaking, through public speaking, then what comes up for you? Like what way of getting paid comes into your mind? And you can use the chat for communication. So when you think about getting paid for speaking, you standing on a stage and getting money for that, like what different ways come up to mind for you? Again, you can put it in the chat. How can you get paid for speaking? What are the different ways that you have in your mind that you know that is an opportunity, that is a way? Referrals, sales, TEDx, you can sell your product from stage. Okay, we're getting somewhere. What else do we see? Company events. Yes, 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 yes. Speaking helps find you, Jane. Beautiful. You can be a paid speaker, get a percentage of the trade. Yes, absolutely. There's so many different ways, right? And I love that this group is not immediately going to this, because what I get often, reciprocity, yes, absolutely. What I get a lot is, I want to be a paid speaker, Laurie. That's how I'm gonna use speaking to get money. Who here has this dream or desire to once just get paid to speak on stages? With a raise hand. Carolyn is very sure. Jane, like 75%. So is it okay? If I'm gonna share another way of getting paid that's not only more fun, that might help you to say I'm ready way easier, and also get you way more money on your bank account? Is it okay if we're talking about the way you can get more money from speaking on stage and just getting a fee? And that is something, actually, Maggie, you get 10 points for that. Where are you? Are you ready to receive them? They're coming into 3, 2, 1. There you go. 10 points, because, and it was a little bit shared by Len already, or super a lot, and it was also the title of this training, so you know about it. It's selling from stage. And what do we mean with that? What do we mean with selling on stage? We mean that when you stand on stage, you share your transformational journey. And also in the next weeks, we're going to talk more about how you craft that story and how you use storytelling and how you create connection, all those beautiful things. When you create the transformational journey, that you actually give people an invitation to work with you further. Who here is Dean? Who here is here because Dean invited you on a journey to join the journey from stage? Just with the raise of hands, right? He was selling from stage. Now, it can be that you sell people or invite people to join the journey with you as a client, but I do believe that there's more options. What do you think are more options to give people as a next step, besides just, okay, you can be a coaching client of mine? What other ideas come to mind that you can invite people to join the journey with you? What are specific things? They can be a partner. They can be an affiliate, for sure. What else? What else are you thinking of? To join groups. Lead magnets. Oh my goodness. This is great. This is great, because there's more than just having clients, selling your course, a mastermind. Yes, 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 yes. There's so many different ways. You can start. Let's start when Dean talks about the value ladder. Let's start all the way at the bottom. Okay? What you can do when you sell from stage is say to people, hey, who here loved what you just experienced now? My God, so many of you. So who would love to see what's possible to go next? Well, I've got an amazing lead magnet, I've got the 5 tips to prevent yourself from going to blah, 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 or the 14-day challenge when you subscribe to this email letter. Who would love a tip or trick every single Tuesday in your inbox of one specific action step that you can take to go to the goal that you want to achieve. If you want that, you can scan this QR code and then they come to your lead magnet. Now, using the chat, what are the benefits? And I know you know this, but it's really good to iterate. What are the benefits of building your email list? What are the benefits to not share a coaching package right away, but basically trading value for an email address? First of all, you own it. Debbie, potential clients. Sean, potential clients. Yes, 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 and yes, right? So now you start to build a relationship with someone who saw you speaking already. Engagement, it's safe for them to take time to decide. Yes, very, very good. So you are collecting all those data. So let's just imagine that you are standing in front of an audience for 10 people and then 8 people sign up for your lead magnet. Let's see this in a bigger stage as well. Let's say that you speak for 10,000 people. Do you see how many email addresses you can capture instead of DMing people on social media versus standing on stage and inviting people all at once? Now, we have the lead magnet. What else can we share from stage? I saw an amazing idea from Cheryl. She said, we can sell your course. Who here already built their course? Beautiful. What if? What if? And sometimes we call that a low ticket offer, something that's probably under $1,000, euros, pounds, whatever currency you have, right? So imagine you sharing, creating a stage, going on a stage, and at the end say, hey, who loved what you went through today? Just like Dean does. And then instead of saying, hey, you can jump on a sales call to have a one-on-one conversation, you say, just like Dean does, this is my course. Here you have the QR code. If you scan it, you can jump to that right now. Now, another opportunity, and that those 3 is what I want to talk about today, is the one-on-one or the high ticket offer. It could be a mastermind. It could be a one-on-one coaching program. Who here already created a high ticket offer, a coaching program, or something that people can join, that they are joining the journey on the longer term, right? So there's a couple of options, and it depends on what stage you are on and how you want to do this. But the beauty is you can invite people to join the journey with you from stage by either letting them join right away or say, who would love to go next? Well, I would love to have a conversation with you on talking about what that next step could be for you. So now from all those people, they're joining a sales call with you. So from a stage, for example, and I think I mentioned this example in another training, is one time I had a speaking engagement for 10 people. Okay. So maybe some of you are like, that's not a lot of people. When I think about speaking, I think about a stage. I think about a TEDx. I think about standing next to Tony Robbins. And I know that some of you, because you shared it, it's a dream of yours, which is totally fine. But if that's your only goal with speaking, you're doing yourself and your audience a little disservice. Because my stage was with 10 people, and then one person, she decided to go on a call with me, which is 10%, which is kind of average. But when you see the numbers, it might be a little underwhelming. One person. That one person, though, she decided to join my coaching program. And then when she joined my coaching program, she also said yes to the next level. That one coaching client turned out to be a 5-figure coaching client from a stage of just 10 people. So sometimes we have these big numbers in mind, and what I really would love for you to feel is, okay, and again, you know, there's different trainings around the speaking skills to get yourself out there and create stages for yourself, because the monetization part is absolutely, absolutely incredible. So we talked about what to pitch, and I would love to focus a little bit on what do you choose in a specific moment. So in order for us to do that, I would love to bring someone on the stage and do kind of like a Q&A to figure out what the right step would be for you. Who would love to do this with me so everybody can learn from you? Jen. I hope I say it right. Jen Di Leo. It's so beautiful. Is that your full first name? Jen Di Leo. There you go. You are unmute right now, so if you unmute yourself, we can hear you as well. I can ask you a question, so you only have to say yes.
Are we
There you
good?
go. We are
Can you hear
good.
We're good.
Do I pronounce your name right? Do I say Jen Di Leo?
Yeah, DeLeo's a last name, Jennifer. Yeah.
Ah, all
You
right.
got
Well,
it.
Jennifer, welcome on the stage.
Thank
Would
you.
you share in one sentence what you do and for whom?
I'm not doing yet, other than this, but I would like to do for many. I haven't narrowed it down. That's kind of where I'm at with that, trying to narrow down where your beginning start is, because I think I'm all over the place, because I want to talk to everybody. So yes, I'm the one who's going to sit by Tony one day and do the big stage. Can't wait. But I
That's
think you got to
beautiful.
bring
And
it
first,
back down. Yeah, bring it back
give
down
you
to where you're going to start.
Yeah, to give you a little extra time, first of all, just to verify for everybody who sometimes feel, okay, I can narrow it down a little bit more with a raise of hands. You're totally alone, Jen. Jennifer, there's totally no one raising their hand right now. Right? So this is a great practice, and I want to acknowledge you because you raised your hand while you first did not know exactly the exercise, and now you say, I don't completely know my target yet. And that is exactly the mindset that this whole speaking training is about, right? So many of you think, okay, I'm not ready for speaking. I'm just joining all these classes, and then at the end, I'll just go through them again, and then I might be ready. You're ready now. Okay, you're born as a speaker, you're born as a storytelling. It's the way we are primed as human beings. So I just want to acknowledge you for taking action right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, believe me, I've done the sit back and listening part. And I think, and I think that's important too. I love hearing
It is.
who's where and what they've done and the progression. I love all of that. And I think you just get to that place where you're like, okay, it's my turn. Let me step in, even though, I don't know exactly where I'm stepping, but I'm
That's
stepping.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this in role play, so I'm going to help you out. And every single one of you listening, I want you to do these exercises for yourself as well, Jennifer, I know that don't know completely yet what you're focusing on, but if you have to make something up right now, because I want to get a little speed as well, so we can go through the different steps. If you have to make something up, what would you say? What is the solution that you want to bring for people?
Well, I wouldn't want to make it up. I mean, there's so many things. I think, what we have been through, what this program is all about is your experience, how that can help and change others with where they are. So, everybody says you light up when you talk about how you were successful with your kids early on. I mean, my two oldest kids are 23 and 19, but back in the early years, we went through developmental delays. And back then they weren't, this is a little bit ago. So right now, I think we're in a much better place where, we can really get the diagnosis a whole lot quicker than we could 20 years ago, because, I knew something was up, something was not right. And as a first-time mom, doctors can say, relax, it's going to come, and colicky, and they give you all these things to sit back and try to rest on it. But when when there's something in your gut saying, move with this, there's something more, it's what you do. So anyway, long story short, that's what I did. And I just dove into developmental delays. What does that mean? Where can that be rooted from? What do you do without a diagnosis? Because my kids were little. I mean, my first was still a baby, 15 months old. And they said, well, when he's 3 years old, we'll know. And I said, whoa, 3 years old there's a whole lot of in between that I feel like something can be done now. So
Jennifer, I
just
think
became,
you just literally shared your and I will help you with the
that's the
clarity
one.
because this is
Yeah.
so super beautiful. Like you're sharing your solution statement in a story.
Yeah.
Who heard it? Like on the backstage, we're all on the same team. If you would define Jennifer's solution statement, this is a great practice because when you start to hear it from other people, it might be so obvious. Well, for yourself, it's like, oh my God. So if you would do the solution statement for Jennifer right now, what would you do it? And please put that in the chat. And then together as a team, we will define what is the stage strategy. So you know exactly what kind of stages you can go on, what kind of offer you can make, and then how you're going to do that as well. So please put the solution statement for Jennifer in the way that you think is right in the chat, where you define what is the audience, what is the solution, what's she helping people with. And then Jennifer, you're going to see that you might have more clarity than you give yourself
Yeah,
acknowledgement
I mean,
for,
you know what?
because
I think, I mean, obviously my target would be for parents, more so moms, but I love to get the dads involved because I was a mom who really did it on my own with, my then husband saying, I trust you, go with it, go with it. It was a different emotion for him, when there's something wrong with my son, where I was like, oh, I'm gonna fix it. If it's fixable, I'm
yes.
gonna fix it. So I would love to get dads to support moms in this journey and hopefully partner because,
Yeah.
that they need each other.
It's so beautiful. And in the chat, Anita is helping you, Jane is helping
Oh,
you,
good. I
Sean
love
is
this.
helping
Help
you.
me.
So you can take some screenshots after. And I think
I'm
what's
going
fun
to.
to think about, and that's the exact language that you used, Jennifer, is you
Yeah.
want to help moms,
Yeah.
mostly moms, and then in the end, the partner can come on. When your child is having development delays and your gut is saying
Yeah.
there is something that the doctors are not saying right.
Yeah.
Right? Or there's something out there, and that's your target group. Because will those moms say, develop, like what are the things that mom would say? And you said, in my gut, I just
Yeah.
felt there is
Yeah.
something up
Well, I
with
think
it.
that's like the
So
important part, trust it, trust your gut. We have these gut, feelings for a reason. Go with it. Go with it, go with it.
yes. Yes, exactly. And what we're going to look at now is like, what are different speaking engagement that you go on and what are different offers that you can make? So for example, Jennifer, you are in a stage where you're figuring out your niche, right?
Yeah.
You're figuring out what is exactly the audience. And just with a raise of hands, who feels in the exact same stage as Jennifer, where you're still figuring out what your niche is? And then, this whole stage thing comes along. You're like, how can I utilize it? Because there's different groups in here and we're going to talk about all of them. Okay, we have some hands. So the beautiful thing for you all is you can utilize stages to get more clarity on your niche. So for example, Jennifer, if I would say, what could be a call to action that you can make on a stage? What my suggestion and invitation would be is you could ask, who would love to go to hear what's next? Well, if that's you, I would love to have a conversation with you. Here is a QR code. Please scan the QR code. When you scan the QR code, you will see a booking system where you can have a whole hour of one-on-one support from me. I'm not going to sell you anything on this call. I just want to help you. Is it okay if I'm going to help you for free for a whole hour? Now, what is going to happen, Jennifer, and everybody in the chat? How many people are going to sign up for one whole hour of free coaching call? What do you think in percentages? Put it in the chat. Is it 0%? Is it 10%? Is it
No, I would jump on it.
150,000%?
As a mom back then, I think you jump on anything, that can help you. Any information you can get, you're in.
There you go.
But what
you
is the
go.
state?
So
What stage am I on?
now?
Back that up a little bit with I get what I can offer and how we can go to private coaching. But
Perfect.
what stage did I put myself on to do that?
Yes. So what you might ask yourself is, where are the moms with delays in birth, right? And now you're going to look for, or delays in development of their kids. And now you're going to go on stages to find that specific niche. And maybe, everybody's listening is like, I also have a very specific niche and I don't know exactly where those exact people are. got some ideas for you. The first thing is go to Facebook and look at groups who
Okay.
actually exactly have those people in their audience. Then
Mhm.
instead of posting in that group, what you're going to do is you're going to look up who is the owner of the group. Who
Okay.
is the owner of the group?
Mhm.
And then you come as a transformational speaker. What I call it, a transformational speaker always comes with a win-win scenario. You don't say, hey, I'm Jennifer and I'm amazing and I'm going to talk on your stage. It's going to be amazing. You're going to come across a little bit more like this. Hey, Sean, I see that you built an amazing group of people who just been like people like me. People or parents who are figuring out all these things. And I so appreciate you bringing it all together because that's really what I needed. And I'm on a mission to help parents with this kind of things. I would really love to have a collaboration or have a call with you because I think I could really create a free masterclass for your group if you allow me. Is it okay if we talk about it for 15 minutes?
Mhm.
And now you come with an opportunity for them to have value. And then you can even say, listen, I would love to have a one-on-one call to help these people even further. And in the end, if they ever become a paid client, I would love to give you a percentage because I know how much you poured into this group and I want you to win with me. Is that okay with you?
Mhm.
So
No, that's
now
great. Yeah.
you create an opportunity where people can almost not say no to
Yeah.
say yes to you as a speaker, but you also give them, and this is the way to think, people, you give them another passive income stream. Instead of you thinking, I want to be a speaker, I want to share the stage, you're
Right.
thinking, okay, the host, holy moly, the host pours so much into finding these people. The host poured so much into creating this group. The host poured so much into sustainability and consistency. And now you're adding value to their needs. So now
Mhm.
you create stages. You can go to Facebook groups. You can go to podcasts. You can look in breakout rooms in this amazing community because I'm assuring you, people have following. And
Yeah.
sometimes what I told you, sometimes we're thinking about these big stages. My first one was in my aunt's student, you know, like she was what do you say, like she was lecturing students and she had like
Yeah.
15 students who were all bored, but it was perfect because I could practice. So
Right.
sometimes we think too far and you just want to
Too
create
big.
more,
Yeah. Mhm.
right?
Now
So okay, so
going on the different communities like you just talked about, that's the better way of doing it than creating your own community.
both,
Both, do
absolutely
both.
both. But tapping into other people's communities, it's something you can already do now because they've
Right.
already built it.
Right.
Right. And
Mhm.
through speaking, through connection, you will build your own because they start to follow you too. And if we
Right.
think in a culture of abundance and not I'm, you know, like competing with you because we're both doing
Yeah.
the same. What if you come with, you know, we collaborate and every time I win, you win. Now they
Absolutely.
want you to win and they come with opportunities. Like,
Right.
you know what? You cannot just do this once. Why don't we do this every single month? And it
Mhm.
becomes a series. And the series becomes a momentum where you're like, oh my God, this is what people ask. Now I can put this in my course. And now my course is validated because I didn't think of this by myself. I actually did it out loud. And some things did not land, to be honest.
Right.
But
Right.
some things did that I did not expect. Now I'm going to focus on that a little bit more. And now you're going live on Instagram. And now you figure out that Jane has an actually quite similar niche. So now you're going live on Instagram together. And now the momentum grows. And what I would
Right.
say, and then I will bring you back to the backstage, and I'm going to talk about when you're going to pitch your offer, because that also has a specific insights, is for you, Jennifer, I would say the next step that you're going to offer, or that you can offer, you never need to do something, you can, is get on a call. Because when people join your email list, there's still a little bit of space between you, right?
Mhm.
But since you're figuring out what your audience is looking for, I would really suggest to go on a call because now you have that connection. Now you have that rapport. Now you have that momentum with them. And is it okay if I share with every single one of you the most amazing tip to grow as fast as possible with a heart-centered approach? Is that okay? Because this truly is
Cool.
the goal of the gold. Jennifer, when you're on that call, you're not selling anything in the first call, okay? Nothing. You're just helping. You're just serving. You're just practicing your coaching skills. You're
Who am
practicing
I on the call with?
with you, with one person who said, I want to go on a
Okay.
call with you.
One person said yes. Right.
Right? Now, more than one, but you do one at a time. So now you have this call and you say at the end, I'm truly on a mission to help people just like you.
Yeah.
Now, I also have coaching packages. I'm more than willing to discuss it with you, what it could look like if that's something you want. What I would love to ask you right now, if this was really helpful, what 3 people in your network that you know that are going through the same problems could I help with a free hour coaching call as well? Because I'm really here to serve and I hope you feel my heart. I would love to do that for 3 friends. So this is just some karma points that I want to give to you that you can just give to other people to feel good.
Yeah.
You will make me feel good because this is really my mission. And now you're starting to help them to help other people. So now you're in this energy of abundance. You already said you have coaching programs, but it's not your focus. So
Right.
let's just say you're on a call with what's the name of your first client? You can make it up right now. Just the name?
Julie.
Julie. So Julie, what 3 names come up for you now? And then what you're going to do, and listen all up because this is the gold of the gold. Because
Now, are people quick to give out names like that? Yes,
so that
I
is
have
the
so and
thing.
so.
They won't. They won't
They
because
won't.
now they're like, well, I'll
Yeah.
think about it. And
Mhm.
then they never come back. Whoever had that, they actually remember to ask for testimonials and like, well, no, for referrals. And then
Right.
they're like, yeah, I'll think about it. It's like, yeah, well, they're still thinking about it. So what
Yeah.
you're gonna do is you're gonna say, Julie, what are the 3 people that you have in mind that are thinking about this too? The first thing that you're doing right in this way, Jen, is you're being specific. When you ask a specific question, they will
Yeah.
think of answers. So 3 people. So now if they're doing 2, they're doing lower, but they're still 2. This is amazing. So 3 people. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bend down and you're starting to be ready to write. And you leave the awkward long pause, okay? You let them think. Because you waiting is a long time. When they're thinking, time goes way faster. So you're ready to write. So now you're thinking, right? So,
Yeah.
and then what Julie is going to say, oh, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I will think about it though. I love that you are thinking about it. Because the people I previously helped are people like, and now you're going to describe your perfect audience. So you're helping them, priming them, because the same with storytelling. And I think it's next week or in 2 weeks, we will talk about storytelling it's saved in the subconscious. So you have to help them. You have to prime them in that moment to think of those people. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Super. All right. Thank you, Jen. You were an amazing person to do this with. We will put you back in the backstage. I hope this helped for you and
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. You was excited to ask for referrals every time you speak to someone. Super. So you know now that you can sell from stage is not always a coaching package. It can be a freebie. It can be a free sales call. And I would say when you're still figuring out your niche, do a free call. Do a free call because you get people in there. You have momentum, right? When you're a stage further, you can think, okay, I either do my freebie, my email, or I get people on a sales call to then sell my coaching offer or my online course, or you do your coaching call or your online course right away in that moment. And then when you're further along and you have people in your database and you're emailing consistently, then you can think of selling your high tickets offer from stage. Does it make sense? So there's different opportunities to sell from stage. There are different things you can sell. It's not always directly money. Sometimes it's information. Sometimes it's time from people to join you. Sometimes it's an email address. Okay? So that is what to pitch. Now we're going to go to stage 2. That is when to pitch. And we'll go to this a little faster. And I will do that with a question. Who here listens to podcasts? About 60% of you. Who here who listens to podcasts listens always all the way till the end? Debbie. Debbie and Jane. Those people listen to the end. If you have a podcast, share the link with them. They're gonna watch it, subscribe, make reactions. But around 80% of the whole group does not. So my question now, when you share from stage, will you pitch all the way at the end? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Yes or no? Sean doesn't think so. Carmen also doesn't think so. I would agree. Because when you know that not everybody is focused until the end, then why would you serve? Attention is going down. People are not listening anymore. Oh, now, by the way, I also have something. Right? You're doing yourself and your audience a disservice. So I'm going to tell you a secret. Who's excited for a secret? Because you will never listen to Dean the same again, okay? I'm gonna spill some secrets that Dean is using. You'll never listen to Dean the same time again. Because selling isn't always offering the thing. What you can do, for example, is, and this is actually what I just did. I will reveal what I'm doing as well. I said, I think it's next week or the week after that we're gonna talk about storytelling. Who's excited to learn about storytelling? I'm selling you on the next lesson because I know that when you keep going, you keep stacking all the knowledge and you start to compound and starts to weigh. I know that Carolyn I think she never missed the speaking lessons and she's crushing it, right? So the more you come, the more it starts to compound. I'm not selling you on paying something. You already have it all. I'm selling you to come and to play full out because I know that when you do that, you get more results. So what am I doing? I am seeding the offer. I'm saying, hey, some people call it an open loop. Some people call it in open loop is in NLP, in the storytelling studies, they call it a gap. Or Dean calls it a gap, but it's like a story gap is what they call it. It's when you open up a new opportunity, a new thing, but you don't close it. So you say, later on, I have a gift for you. I'll share it all the way at the end. So now you're like, oh my God, something is coming. So when you start to nudge that from the beginning, people already start to wonder, what would that be? What would that be? Makes sense, right, Emily? I see you nodding. The same, by the way, and I'm just dropping some extra gold here because you're really like giving me energy. I love that with your presence. Is you can do the same with credibility, right? Some people want to tell them all about what they're doing. So for example, for the people who've been here before might remember that I'm actually a TEDx speakers coach. So that means that I pick speakers from stage. Don't DM me that you want to be a speaker. It's not how it works. We do it through you apply and all those things. But you pick the right speaker and then I help them to shine on stage. So I could say, hello, I'm Laurie. I'm a TEDx speakers coach. I'm so amazing. Oh my God. Or you can say, what clients sometimes ask me, knowing that I'm a TEDx speakers coach, is, so now I'm saying I have clients. So apparently I'm coaching. I'm seeding that I'm a TEDx speakers coach. So one of my clients, she's now a best-selling author. Like, how cool is that? And instead of saying I'm a best-selling author, she says, well, as a best-selling author, I experienced, or when people read my book, they learned. So now you're seeding in all those details instead of you sharing how amazing you are from the beginning and sharing your CV from the start and then you start talking. Nobody cares about what you experienced, but we do want to know that you're credible. Make sense? Oh, there's so much gold on today. So we know what you can pitch, right? There's different reasons for different times. It's not one thing. It's what works for you best. We know when to pitch. We want to seed it all the way through. And by the way, this is really important about timing. Never finish with the pitch. Never finish with an ask. Always finish with a share. So what you could do is, for example, I'm going to share this thing with you. You have a QR code, you have a link in the chat, you have whatever it is with what you're saying. And then you give people a minute to do that, or sometimes 15 minutes, right, in the challenges with Dean. And then you say, now I just want to share from the heart. And now you're ending it with something of appreciation, of love, of a call, of a knowledge drop, but never just say, okay, this was it. Now scan my thing. Never want to end up, yeah, I see you, Sheen. And if I would not say this, some people would do it. And I would have done it too if I did not know it, right? Because sometimes it's just not so obvious. Now, the last thing before you're going to create your own pitch, you're going to create your own pitch in this lesson, is I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. Okay, because there are certain steps. There's 4 things actually specifically that I want to go through. How many things? Let's see if this, oh my God, you're all. By the way, you know, sometimes people have these limiting beliefs about and stories about speaking, and one of mine was I'm not so smart. And there's so much proof that that's true. Like growing up in a family where, you know, my brother would sniff a book and he would remember every single word, and I would still be on page 1. It's like, okay, you remember this, Laurie, you remember this. So sometimes we have these limiting beliefs. And if you think you're not smart, you just had an A. You had 100% score. So never think that about yourself. So how to pitch this, 4 steps. The first thing is you want to start with a transition statement. You want to start with a transition statement. You want to basically build a bridge between I was sharing content towards I am going to deliver an opportunity for you now to say yes and to join the journey with me. So how you can do that, for example, is who here loved what you just experienced with a raise of hands? Wow. Well, I designed something for you that it doesn't have to stop here, but you can continue forward. That's what I'm going to share now. There's another way of doing this. For example, and you will notice the difference, and we'll put it in the chat. Let's see if you notice. Who here loved what you just experienced? The raise of hands. Oh my God. Not everybody. Come on. Who loved it? Oh, so many more. Okay, so this was amazing. Yes, you will have the PowerPoint coming. We'll put it in the chat or in your back stuff. And I will show it later as well. Who here loved it? Okay, great, everybody. Well, if it's okay with you, I would love to take 2 minutes to show you what's possible to go next. Is it okay? All right. So this is it. What's the difference between number 1 and number 2? You can put it in the chat. What was the difference? By the way, you get a lot of neuropsychology and neurolinguistic programming infused. I'm not saying that it is, but there's a lot of science behind what we're saying. Oh, Jane. Oh, Carbon, that's very good. You got the yes already. Now, when do people buy? What are they saying? They say yes. So you're getting them in a saying yes state, first of all. Second of all, what you're doing is you're lowering the buyer resistance by asking for permission. You might want to write this down. You lower the buyer's resistance by asking for permission. Is it okay if in the next 2 minutes I'll share you what that is? Okay. It's kind of a rhetorical question. It's not so often that you say no in your head. So everybody's giving permission. So now I have complete open space because you gave me that permission. Make sense? With 2 thumbs up? Make sense? Perfect. So the first thing, you want to start with a transition statement. Now, the second step is that you want to give a view of what they're going to get, right? What is the end result that they're going to get? What is it exactly that they're going to get once they do what you say to do? So for example, with Dean, when he invited you to MBA, he's told you, okay, this is what you can expect with MBA. And then he's giving most of the times 3 different aspects of what that program entails. Now, another example, when you want to invite people, or let's say Jennifer, she is inviting people on a call. So what you can expect is when you scan this QR code, you come to my personal calendar where I made myself available to talk to you and be completely present for 60 whole minutes. You can pick a time that works for you, and then we will have a completely commitment-free call. I'm not going to pitch you anything. I just want to support you with what's best for you. And in that call, I'm going to ask you where you are right now, what your dreams are, and then I'm going to give you at least one advice that you can implement right away to get you closer to where you want to go. So you give them an idea of what it is that you're going through. You can subscribe to my email list. Like that's not specific. When you scan this QR code or click on this link, you will get an email from me every single Tuesday where there's one action step that you can do right in that moment. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes every single week to get closer to your goal, and it's absolutely for free. Who would love that? Right? So now you give them a perspective of exactly what it is that they're going to get. Does it make sense? Because just with the referrals, when you can see it, when it's clear, people actually will take action. All right? Second thing, you want to create urgency. You want to create what? Say it out loud. Urgency. Now, why is that? You can put that in the chat. Why do we want to create urgency? Now! Yes, Emily. I love that. Why do we want to create urgency? Why is it so important? It puts people in the state to make a decision. Over time, people change their mind. Yes, we want them to take action right now. So example, I'm going to show a QR code on the screen. This will be up for 60 seconds. When you scan the QR code, you will come to a page where you leave your email address. When you do, you get an email from me once a week with blah, 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 blah. So you tell exactly what they're going to do. I'm going to put a link down below. You can click on the link and you will go to my personal Instagram. If you DM me the word stage today, I'll give you a resource that will get you to a specific outcome. Only for the people who are doing it today. Are you ready? We're going to drop it in a minute. Are you ready? I want to see your phone. Are you ready? Okay, we're dropping it now. Right? So you build up some momentum so everybody knows, okay, this is what's going to happen. Okay, we're ready. Now we're taking action. Now you're utilizing your stage presence to the best of its ability to really get people into your world. Now, when you do DMs, you can also start a conversation. So now you start to build amazing connections. The last thing, step number 4 of doing your transition, and then I will share my screen, it's also in the chat, Carmen, for you and for everybody else, is what I want to call it, you want to make it dumb proof. You want to make it dumb proof. And with that, whoever had, like there was at some point this video going viral on social media where a kiddo explained to his dad how to make a sandwich jam peanut butter jelly sandwich, and he had to make it very, very specific, and the dad wanted to make it wrong every single time. So every time the exercise was not specific enough, he would do something else. And that's with this as well. When you say, you can DM me the word this and then this, and it's like, yeah, but what pro? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? People get confused. When you confuse, you what? Say it quickly. When you confuse, you lose. When you confuse people, they're thinking about the clarity and not the action. when you give them specific action steps, they know what to do. They will take action. Who's excited to create their crystal clear, dumb-proof pitch from transition statement to action invitation right now? Because that's exactly what you're going to do. Who would have thought? So, what you're going to do, and I will share my screen. What you're going to do is you're going to get some focus time, okay? And you're going to think of what your next stage will be. So this is what we talked a little bit on with Jennifer, because when you have a specific aim in mind, it will be a little bit easier. If you're getting overwhelmed, like, oh my God, then go to the second one, and that's what are you going to pitch? Is it your lead magnet? Is it jumping on a call? Is sharing your offer? What is your specific action step based on where you are in business? And then the last step is how do you want to pitch it? Write it down in bullet points, and then later you're going to get into a breakout room and you are going to do this pitch for that group, okay? So again, what is the specific stage that you will be on? What are you going to pitch specifically? And how do you want to pitch it? All right, I'll stop sharing my screen. We will share a screenshot of this page in the chat so you can watch it if you want to. But I can see all of your beautiful faces because I love it. So the 5 minutes will start now. You have some focus time. We'll put on some music. Thank you, Len, for doing that. Appreciate it. So you are going to think, what are you going to pitch? And then I'll share a screenshot in the chat as well on an example of how to create that pitch, okay? So you have some bullet points that can help you. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna talk as well. If that's something you like, it's your lucky day. If it's something you're a little distracted by, then just put the volume down, okay? So the first step is, what is your next stage? Is that a Facebook group? Is that someone you know in your network who has a community? Or do you go live every single day because Dean invited you to do so? And is this something you're going to try in your own Instagram live? Is this something that you're doing on a podcast? Last week we talked about how to get on podcasts. Is this something you're going to practice in your podcast so you don't wait all the way in the end to pitch your offer, but you start seeding it in the middle? And maybe you get invitations, you get DMs, you get people on your email list while you're not working, because podcast is what we call evergreen. So they're always available for everybody all the time. Also when you are chilling, doing whatever else you're doing. And then the second step, what do you want to pitch wherever you want to on a journey, but also what stage it is. When it's a stage with 10,000 people, I would not offer a free coaching call. Might be 3 years of your life because everybody wants to jump on a call with you. You're so super cool. And maybe it's a lead magnet. Maybe you're still building your lead magnet. So maybe this creates some urgency, fire under your butt to create it. Because maybe your solution statement is more clear than you think. Because when you speak it out loud and you introduce yourself with, I don't know it yet, but, and then super clear solution statement comes on, maybe you do know. And how do you want to pitch it? There's an example in the chat, a screenshot in the chat. You can completely copy it. You can ask for permission. You can do a QR code. You can do a link in the chat. You can say DM me the word on my Instagram page. You want to say exactly what your Instagram handle is. Maybe you want to write it out and show it to them to make it super dumb proof. Because later on in the breakout room, we're gonna double test if it's really dumb proof, because people are going to do it as wrong as possible. And you're gonna figure out where your loops are, where your gaps are. Because you, my friends, you're transformational speakers. You're here 90 minutes of your day. That's a lot of time, you know, to become a better speaker and to really utilize speaking skills in your business. So we're not getting you away with gaps. We're gonna make it crystal clear. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but this is what 85% of the speakers currently are absolutely not doing. They're stuck in asking a fee for speaking, and they don't even know about this. They don't even know that they can monetize their knowledge. You are so far ahead without even knowing it. You are so far ahead. So I already busted the belief that you're not smart enough, because you are, you just all got an A. Second, if you're thinking I'm behind on what? You're so far ahead, my friend. You're so far ahead. So many people. You're doing incredible. Busy with the last 20 seconds. So write down, finish writing down. If you're completely finished, congratulations. If you're still writing it, congratulations. You're making progress. That's what this is about. All right. Wow. It's like we're in a carnival festival. All right. Who's excited to pitch some people? Who's excited to get some people are like, well, not really, Laurie, but I'm willing to go there. Congratulations. That's beautiful. Taking next steps. That's what this is about. What we're going to do, we're going to create a breakout room where you will be either with 2 or with 3 people in total. Other way of saying it, you might see 1 other person or 2 other people. And you get 15 minutes in total. So that means that when you're with 2, how many minutes do you get per person? 7, nice. How many minutes do you get when you're with 3? 5. Who is responsible for the time? Point at the person. Sean, change your finger. There you go. You are responsible, okay? So make sure that everybody gets the time. And you get 3 different steps in your breakout room. How many steps? Say it out loud, smart people. Another A. Oh my God, you are so smart. So 3 different steps. The first step, and I will share my screen and show it for the visuals amongst us. I totally understand it. I'm visual too. I always love to see things. So the first step is you're going to tell the group what you do and what specific stage you have in mind. You're going to do that super fast. So we don't want to hear a whole story about all these things. It's like, I don't know exactly yet, but maybe it's this or this is it. Okay, so that's going to take like 1 or 2 sentences. Step number 2, pretend this is your audience and deliver the speech from the transition statement to take the action. Okay, and then this is the cool part. Step 3, the feedback. The other people who are listening give feedback and they say, what is the one thing that was most epic? Absolutely most epic. What did they do phenomenally well? And what might you want to model in your own pitch from stage? Then, what is the one thing that could be improved? And think about how you can make it as dumb proof as possible. You really, really want to notice, like, this is the place where we value progress more than perfection. That's why we want to start with what's epically cool. what's epically cool already. But we also want to keep moving forward every single time. So what is that one thing, that one needle mover? How many things are you going to share that people can do better? Show it with your finger. No, not Carolyn. One. There was a lot of threes. I get it. One thing, okay? Sometimes when people think one thing, they think one paragraph or one whole story with 100 things involved. One thing. One thing that was epically cool. One thing that's the needle mover. 15 minutes in total. You're going to do the whole pitch. You're going to share the context. You're going to do the pitch. You're going to get feedback, and you're going to make sure that either the 2 people in total or the 3 people in total all have the opportunity to share completely clear with 2 thumbs up. That was a speedy way of explaining. A lot of enthusiasm for this topic. So we're going for it. If you're ready, if you're really ready, then you can click on the join button, and we'll see you back in 15 minutes. Amazing pictures. Go for it. Welcome back, everybody. We're slowly getting everybody back into the room. Some people are still in their breakouts. Who had an amazing session in their breakout room? Who learned something? I see you nodding your head, Debbie. I love it. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this with everybody, how you did your pitch and what you can all learn from this. And better said, we're going to do one right here. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Who had an incredible time in the breakout rooms? Who pitched their offer? I want to see all the hands. Who pitched their thing in there? Who pitched? Oh, absolutely amazing. And we have a little bit of time. And what I want to do, instead of doing breakthroughs, what I would love is I would love to invite someone to do it live here on stage so you can get feedback from me and all of us. Who is willing to be brave and think, you know what? Maybe Paul, it was a bit messy, but I did try it. I did do it. So I would love to invite you to who would love to do it to raise your hand. And I will just pick a random one. We won't per se go to the first. I want to all give you the opportunity. And I want to give the opportunity to build the flexibility muscle. To build the flexibility muscle, to build the speaking muscle, and to know, you know what? Every time I have an opportunity to try something, every time I have the opportunity to practice, I'm just gonna raise my hand because I know that I don't need to be perfect for all of that. So that's absolutely beautiful. And the beautiful thing about this is as well is who had to look where the button of the raising hand was. You don't know where it is. How cool is that? So next time you don't need to look it up again. I would love to invite Paul. It was a little bit messy, but you tried. Let's do it messy together. Let's do it messy. So I would love, Paul, for you to join me on the stage. And then what we are all going to do, by the way, because this is a really beautiful practice. Maybe you're some people are like, good luck. So maybe this is maybe you're thinking, oh, I wanted to do this. I wanted to get the hot seat. Who's thinking now like, oh, okay, I'm happy for Paul, but I also wanted it, right? Probably everybody else. The beauty of this, what you can train right now as a transformational speaker, what my belief was, is in order for me to be seen, I needed to be louder. I needed to be more there. I needed to raise my hand faster. But truly, truly, that it has a lot to do with intent and presence. So you have the most amazing opportunity to not be a transformational speaker, but to be a transformational listener. And what it entails is that what you're going to send is a lot of love to Paul because he's super brave, because he said it was messy, but I tried, and how he's going to do it in front of a whole group. What kind of courage that takes, first of all. And then second of all, when you send love and you send presence, the thoughts that can go through your mind, because these things do matter and they do make a change, is, wow, Paul, you're doing so amazing. I'm learning a lot from you. And then you're taking notes on what is the one thing that Paul is doing epically awesome. And then one thing that if he would change that one thing, the next version would be even better. And when you are able to see that from other people, you will also improve yourself. Can we have a thumbs up if you can listen with full presence and that you're going to be a transformational listener right now? All right. Well, Paul, welcome to the stage. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have a group of 16 human beings who are your perfect audience. So if you would describe your perfect audience, Paul, what would that be? Who would that be?
Thank you. You know, the audience I'm really looking to address is people who would like to learn meditation in order to help their lives go more smoothly, to resolve problems, to experience peace, and to unfold their talents. That's the audience that I'm looking for. And I'm especially great at teaching people to meditate who have tried meditation and failed.
Okay, perfect. So who, like, without pretending you are, who actually is that person right now in the audience who tried meditation before, is like, oh my God, these thoughts, I need to sit all the time. It's not for me. Meditation is for other people. It's just not my thing. Okay, if that's you, it's almost 50% of the audience right here, Paul. So just know that when you're looking for stages, just throw yourself everywhere. In every room, there will be people who resonate with you, right? So sometimes we're overcomplicating where should I talk, while in every group there's people of your thing, or they're one step away. So you can even ask like who here knows someone who wants to go through this. So Paul, that's your audience. I'm your audience. The floor is yours.
Okay, well, so part of the issue I have in presenting is haven't really created a structure. I have a meditation group that I run, and periodically I run some retreats or workshops. That's getting planned right now, the workshops and retreats on a more regular basis. But I don't have really a structure, but I'll make it up.
Perfect. And just to give you a little insight for everybody who does not completely have something yet, you can say something like, the way I work is really immersive. So I love to organize live opportunities. And when you drop your email right there, you will be the first one to get informed when the next one is scheduled. Who would love to be the first one? Who would love to be on a short list to get immediate information when the next one is planned? So you will hear it before it's released to the public, because sometimes it gets full right away. So now it is structured and you don't change anything on the back end. It's just about the framing. It's just about the speaking. So Paul, the floor is yours. You go for it, man.
Great, thank you very much. You know, I found many people who would like to do meditation or hear about the benefits of meditation, but when they try it, they feel like they're failing. And this is so common among people because we all have that negative voice. We all have that busy mind. But especially when people take up meditation, they have this idea that this is what it's supposed to be like. And when we start from the place not where we're imagining, but from the place we really are, and we go from there and we use the intelligence of all that the traditions have developed over millennia, and we use the skills to step into this moment and move forward from here, acknowledging what's actually happening without judging it, then people find, oh, this is not so hard. Oh, I had a really amazing experience in 10 or 15 minutes or in a half hour or in a day. Wow, I broke through on this and that problem or issue that I was stuck on. So people have great experiences. So what I'd like to do is tell everybody that I have a meetup group. And if you join the meetup group, you can come to a free weekly meditation. I run a meditation every Thursday night from 7:30 to 9 p.m. I do gratefully accept donations, but anybody who can't afford it can come for free. It's listed as free, and of course, some people are making donations. I'm very grateful, but there's no fixed requirement. Anybody can join. If you sign up, I'm going to send you. I haven't created this yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to send you a PDF of tips for meditation, 8 tips for meditation. I'd love to see you, and I'd love to have you join on Thursday nights. But if you come and you like the meditation and you decide you'd like to really step into it and you'd really like to make a shift in your life, I will also be running 3-hour workshops once a month and running quarterly, every 3 or 4 months, running a weekend meditation retreat. And if you are signed in on the meetup group, you're going to be the first to know about it. So the people who've come before, many of them have said it really transformed their lives. They've gotten great benefit from it. And I welcome any of you to join. Simply go to Steps to Freedom Meditation on meetup.com and sign up and come and join me on Thursday night. I studied many different kinds of meditation. I've studied with Theravada teachers. I started with Zen. I did intensive Zen meditation for 15 years or so. I studied with mindfulness and insight meditation teachers. And I've also done a lot of work with Tibetan tantric meditation. So I have many tools to bring. Currently, I'm focusing a lot on loving kindness meditation and mindfulness meditation. So I welcome you all to come and join. That's Steps to Freedom. Shall I put it in the chat for everyone? I'll just post up in the chat. It's meetup.com.
Big round of applause for Paul. Everybody, just with a raise of hands, who feels the care of this human being about meditation? Who is convinced that he is one of the most exciting people about meditation, and that when you learn from Paul, you will get excited too? A lot of people, Paul. Absolutely amazing. And I know that we have 4 minutes, so we're going to do it really, really fast because I want all of you to get to their next level. What is one thing that Paul did epically awesome? Please put it in the chat. And we will do this fast, Paul, so you get like a rounded story and everybody can learn from this interaction. What is one thing that Paul did incredibly well? If I would put this in my own words, Paul, what I think you did absolutely, absolutely well is that your energy was off the charts, right? When we are sharing an invitation with people, we don't want to be apologetic about it. We don't want to say, I delivered all this value, now I want to invite them. I'm actually kind of uncomfortable because now I'm asking for something. So your energy was really off the charts, and I see in the chat that people are agreeing. Your enthusiasm, you care, you're passionate about meditation, right? So it's so beautiful to see you so passionate. If there would be one thing, Paul, and this is going to be fun for you to take a screenshot of for the compliments and the needle movers. What is one thing, if it would be one thing, that you think, okay, this is one thing that if Paul would like do the next time, do the next share, what would you think the one thing could be improved so he would even get more insights or more people to sign up? And if I would say that, I would actually completely agree with Sean. Because when we confuse, we lose. And when, as a speaker, we want to be the leader on stage. Now I tried to write with me. I had the 8 tips. I had the live meditation. I could do it for free, but I also can do like a tip. I had more and then I was thinking, okay, so there's a link, but with the link, what offer do I get? So when you invite people on a stage, what you want to do, and that's the thing we talked about first, you want to make a decision. What is it that you're going to offer? Either it's going to be the 8 tips. And then when they come into the 8 tips, when they're already doing the 8 tips, you say, hey, I also have a meditation that's going on weekly. Maybe that's something for you to join as well. Or you start with a meditation weekly and you're like, oh my God, who's loving this already? What if it's not only once a week, but you also get 8 tips in your email? Who would love that? Oh my God, more. And then every single time you share a little bit. So when you go out on stage and when you sell from stage, and please let's do a big round of applause for Paul, because Paul, you crushed it. You said it was messy, but I tried, and then you did it again. And every single time it will get better, and I will share the success work with all of you in a minute. We'll get you back to the stage, Paul. Absolutely amazing. When you share from stage, this is the most accelerated way to get impact, because it's not one-to-one, but it's one-to-many. And you want to be super crystal clear. What's that one offer that you're going to share with people? And what's the specific way they're going to do it, right? I'm dropping the link now in the chat in 60 seconds. When you click on that link, you will come on a page. On that page, you will fill in your email address. And then every single week, you will get one email. Or now you will be invited to join me on every single Tuesday to do a meditation live. And it's completely for free. So that's complete clarity, so people know exactly what they're going to get. Who learned something from Paul's interaction? Every single one of you. So Paul, just know that you just were an example, and that this is the way to grow, and this is also the way to contribute, because other people are learning from it. And we're in our last minute, but what I want to do is I want to share the success work with you, because we are just starting out there, okay? What you are going to do is you are going, all of you, to implement the feedback that you got in this room and just what you got from the breakout, but also what you got into your smaller pod in your smaller room, you're going to integrate it into your pitch. You're going to practice that 5 times out loud so it gets into your nervous system. You don't want to think about it, you want to speak it. And then deliver the pitch on a live stage and record it. Evaluate yourself after based on the steps you've learned. And as a bonus tip, you will never watch a Dean again the same way because he's doing every single thing we just talked about. Amazing human beings. You were incredible. We're going to close up the room because there's probably another class starting out right now. Appreciate all of you. And I just checked it for the people who are curious. Next week is truly about storytelling. So who's going to show up and see you next week to talk about storytelling? Absolutely amazing. Go crush it. Go sell from stage. You got it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Smoked a can of cigarette and you smiled at me when you rolled your eyes. Something about you has me mesmerized. Kissed your freckles in the sun. We got in trouble, but it was fun. We oversleep every Saturday. You always seem to get your way. She's got long hair, nice hips, in a sundress. Kiss me on the cheek with a Coca-Cola chapstick. Her skin so kiss, God bless the girl. She's sweeter than the honey in a tea, more peaceful than the branch of an olive tree. She loves to lounge in her underwear, somehow makes friends everywhere. She's the only woman in my dreams,